In this tutorial, we're going to see how to make this cup in Blender using Boolean operations and some primitive shapes like cylinders and a torus. So to begin, I'm going to start fresh with a brand new Blender scene. And the first thing I'm going to do is delete the cube. It's selected, so I tap the delete key, click to confirm the deletion. And now I hold down the shift key and tap A and select cylinder to add the cylinder to be the body of the cup. Now we're going to change the dimensions of this. I want to change the vertices to be 64 so that the sides are a little smoother. The radius I want to be half of I know that the diameter of the cup is 3.5 units. I'm going to divide that in half to get the radius, so I'm just going to type /2 and Blender will do the math for me and get the size right. And the depth or height of the cylinder, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to type 3.5. Now in this case it happened to already be that. In your case it's probably not already that, but this is the shape of the body of the cup that we want to create. Next thing I'm going to do is create a handle for it. I'm going to use a torus for this. I'm going to tap the Z key to turn off shading because I want to be able to see in through the cylinder now. So I'm going to hold down Shift and A to bring up the menu, and I'm going to select torus from the menu. I once again want to improve on the detail of the torus. So where it says major segments and minor segments, I'm going to up that to 64 there. And where it says 12 here, let's go to 32. That will once again just give me more detail to make the outline of the torus look better. Now, since the torus is laying on its side, the first thing we want to do is rotate it so that it stands upright. I'm going to rotate it about the x-axis. So first I type R to begin the rotation process. Then I type X to say I want to rotate about the x-axis. I could move my mouse, but in this case I want it to be precisely standing up. So I'm just going to type 90, enter, and I have a torus that's perfectly up and down now. I'm going to go to the front view, and I'm going to turn off perspective by tapping the number 5 key on the numeric keypad. And now I can position the torus so that it looks roughly like a handle for a cup. That looks pretty good. Now most cup handles are a little taller than they are wide, so I'm going to scale this torus, S for scale, and rather than scaling it in all directions, I'm only going to scale in the Z direction. So I tap Z, and now I can make it just taller so that it's roughly cup handle shape. Now I want to make it a little wider so that it's once again more realistic cup handle. So I'm going to type S, and this time I'm going to type Y for the scaling direction. And I'm going to make it a little bigger until it looks about right. That looks pretty good. Tap the Z key and check it with shading on. Now I've got a pretty good looking cup handle. The last thing I need to do is to hollow out this cylinder. So to do that, I'm going to create another cylinder from this one to form the insides. I'm going to go back to my front view, still in orthographic mode, turn off shading again, and I'm going to right click on the cylinder so that the cylinder is highlighted in orange. If I hold down the shift key and tap the D key and then press enter, it gives me a second copy of this exact cylinder. I can tap S to scale it down. Click there. Now it stays. I'm going to grab this blue arrow handle and slide it up a bit. And now I'm going to tap S one more time. And this time I'm only going to scale in the Z direction. So I'm going to tap the Z key. Now when I move my cursor up and down, it just gets taller. I'm going to resize it so that the bottom of the mug is about as thick as the wall of the mug, and click with my left mouse button to finish that. Now I've got all the pieces that I need to create my mug. So it's time to combine them. What we usually do first is combine all the things that add space together, and then we subtract the ones that remove space. So in this case, I'm going to right click on the larger cylinder to select it. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to expand the panel on the right hand side. I'm going to find the wrench and click on it. Now I'm going to click the Add Modifier menu and select Boolean from the list. Boolean takes two arguments or two pieces of information that are needed to do the operation. The operation to be done, which in this case is going to be union. So I'm going to select union from the menu. And the object that's going to be unioned onto the cylinder. In this case, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to pick the torus. Now you see I have the handle part or the torus part as part of my cylinder. The torus itself is still there. You can kind of see it in black outlined there. But now I've got a cylinder with a handle attached. I'm going to click Apply. And now I have a cylinder with the handle. And all I need to do is subtract out the middle. So once again, I'm going to click Add Modifier, select Boolean. This time the operation is difference, and the object is the cylinder.001. And you see how that subtracted out the insides. Click Apply. And now I can turn on shading. If I right click on the inside cylinder, I can move it out of the way, and you can see the inside has been dug out. I can also right click on the torus. Now you might click a couple of times till you get just the torus selected. If I drag it out of the way, I have my completed mug. I can delete these other two objects that I don't need now. So I'm going to tap X for the torus, right click on the inside cylinder, type X to get rid of that. And now I have my completed mug, all one object with this complex shape, done with some simple Boolean operations. Thanks for watching.